This is a house we bought accidentally. We were helping another friend with their house, and we sort of fell in love with the place. I love the roads. My husband loves the light for painting. It was originally called the Charney House, designed by Wexler in 1956. Wexler was brilliant. He has an extraordinary sense of syntax and grammar. Everything lines up with everything. The joints and the flashing align with the center line of the columns. The care and precision with which things were made is most special. The plan was based on a Kandinsky painting. If you look at it from the air, you will see flashes and curves and various shapes, which, while on the one hand quite graphic, on the other, almost every view is perspectival, because the things you're looking at are on the oblique. Things shift off of each other in a very curious and interesting way. Almost everything here is original to the house. For me, the greatest liability would be for someone to drive by on the street and immediately say, "Oh, that's a Stephen Harris house." The door is indicated by a covered passage. There is an oblique terrazzo sidewalk that comes off the driveway. The front door is really quite beautiful. It's the original front door. It has these vertical battens on it. When you come into the house, your first view is straight out to the golf course. I will never get over is looking across a swimming pool to a golf course, to palm trees, to mountains that in January have snow on top of them. It's sort of absurd, but the constellation of those completely different situations is, if not unique, is very rare. This house has very few rooms. There is one major room, the living room. The dining room is offset diagonally to that, and there's a kitchen behind the wooden wall of the dining room. The best place to be, and the room in which we spend an inordinate amount of time, is the dining room and at the dining room table. Early in the morning, as the sun is coming up, the light in the morning falls on the mountains, and they all become incredibly beautiful and pink. In the afternoon, it's very, very nice. There's this magical sense there. It's one of those places where people come and have dinner and they linger. It'll be midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning and people are still sitting, at table and having a good time. My obsessions have to do with the building and its relationship to its site, and the other is how people actually live. What is the nature of their day-to-day life? These houses were all generated by an idea of lifestyle. They were intended that people have supper parties outside by the pool. They have cocktail parties. The public rooms all very much engage. The landscape is magical. This is a very California house. I can't imagine it being in many other places. There's a kind of spareness about all of it. There is a sense of openness and lightness about it. I'm very proud that I didn't feel any need to author it. I was deeply respectful of what was here and of someone else's work. I think too often we now find ourselves wanting to create something that is profoundly individual. Increasingly, too much, I think, is being branded, particularly in the art world, where the author of a painting is more important than the quality of the painting. Hopefully, architecture can, to some degree, resist commodification. It's not this year's frock. It's not something that's in fashion this season. It's something which, for a very long time, will resonate and have the ability to represent and convey ideas.